What's your scouting report on Alex Ramirez?
Yeah, talking to a couple scouts around the game. I mean, this guy, the ceiling is enormous, right? This guy has all 5 tools, and his floor is pretty high too, because defensively he has a chance to be really good, really special. He runs very well. The arm is pretty good. He can go and be that, run down and get it kind of center fielder if everything works out. The problem, of course, is the plate discipline going to develop, and that is where, it determines whether this guy could be a superstar or just another guy. Struck out 22% of the time, an A-ball last year. Granted, he was only 19. He's just turning 20 years old. So that's going to be the challenge for him. There's power. There's, the guy can really, as I said, play defense. But can he hit the ball consistently? Can he avoid being that guy who strikes out 30% in a season? If he can, the potential is as high as you can get with a guy like that.
That's certainly a solid scouting report for the 20-year-old. And the Mets farm system was on Steve Cohen's mind as well when he appeared with Howie Rose on the Mets Up podcast. The Mets owner said, quote, "I inherited a farm system that was hollowed out, and I've been investing in the farm system. I've been investing in technologies, investing in personnel, and trying to drive the farm system to where it needs to go." David, what stands out to you about Cohen's vision of the entire organization?
Well, starting out, I would say I noticed that you had the top 5 prospects, not top 10 or top 15. So that gives you kind of an idea with what the Mets are working at. They have some work to do. They're hoping some of these guys pan out. A lot of them are much further down in the system. They're not close up to coming to the major leagues. And just because Cohen has the ability to spend $400 million on a team every year doesn't mean that he wants to or that's a good business plan. I think that's something for a team to be continually successful, you need a combination of both. You see what the Dodgers do. They just bring up a pipeline, young talent, and still spend money. That's the model here. So I think Cohen recognizes the need to have that system to replenish the upper level or use them to get other players too, because what he's doing right now clearly is a bridge to get to that point. He spelled it out with saying how the system's been hollowed out here. So the goal is to beef that up, get players you can use at the level or to trade away, and throw in piles of cash when necessary.
Is they end up they're really disciplined, and when they make a trade, they get back impact, right? So, you kind of regret a little bit trading Pete Crow Armstrong there for only a couple of months of Javi Baez. A guy named Andy Rodriguez, who the Pirates have, who the Mets traded in a deal for Joey Lucchesi. And now Andy Rodriguez is showing up in a top 100 list. You've seen Matt Allen be injured. They didn't sign Kumar Rocker. So they've had some misses, and they've had some trades that didn't end up reaping the results. So, that guy, Jet Williams and Kevin Parada, they were last year's draft. And I think if they have a couple more drafts like that, they can stay healthy. They improve their personnel, as Steve Cohen has talked about when it comes to player development side of things. I think then they'll start to get closer to what the Dodgers are doing. The Dodgers keep churning them out year after year. They have 7 guys in the top 100, and they're still the standard in the industry.
Yeah, and even them, Jim, the Dodgers don't hit on every draft pick. No team does. It's hard to do. That's why it takes time to do. And this isn't something that you can fully just buy yourself out of. It takes time. You can supplement it with all the things that Steve Cohen is doing, and that's great that he's investing in the infrastructure of the farm system, of the scouting operations, of all the things that make a farm system great. But it takes time. It's not like free agency, where you can just throw $500 million at a bunch of players and all of a sudden turn yourself into a really good team right away. No. It takes years for these guys to develop. A lot of them will miss. Some of the ones you think will hit will miss. So it's important that they're doing this and looking at it in a well-rounded way, because, yeah, you don't want to have this offseason. It's fun to spend $500 million and to get all these players, to get Justin Verlander. But if you're doing that year after year, even Steve Cohen will go broke eventually.
Yeah, it's a tough mission statement to focus on winning now while building for the future as well.